Hello, I'm back again with more Ace Attorney because I have a problem. All it took was one message from Jack. You should play more Ace Attorney, and I'm here. I'm here to play more because Case 3 is so Case 2 was a cool experiment, but it was definitely a little repetitive going back and forth between multiple rooms. Case 3 is more like a normal case. And I'm definitely getting very into it. But overall, just the polish of this game is freaking insane. Uh, anyway, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the VOD because nobody's clicked on the stream yet. So if you're listening to this, that means you're watching the VOD. VOD watchers skip 5 minutes to when he starts playing the game. Dun, 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 Damn, Daniel! Dum, 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 dum. This song is so good though. Okay, can we just talk for a second about how ridiculous it is that the Oscars just isn't airing half of their fucking awards? Even the Game Awards manages to air all. Even the Game Awards airs all of their awards. I mean, they shove half of them into the pre-show, but they still air them. Absolutely absurd. They've tried to do this before. Why? Or do they just think like there'll be enough backlash that they go back on it? Yeah. No, there's a good probability of that. But just what? Do they think people don't care about the whole awards? I don't get it. I don't know. It's dumb. It's dumb. Hey, Kate. Hey, Alyssa. Did you die? You finished. Too bad. The game is already booted up. The stream is already live. You can get eaten by D&D monster. Plus, I don't have any new theories. Will bribed her to die. Nice. I I only carried 4 passengers. Actually, wait. Let me review what even just happened. So we flipped the script, and okay, yeah, we proved there was potentially a fifth passenger, and Will said he'd pay you to stop. Oh my god. So my friends were simulating a hypothetical D&D battle, and then Pat, and then I got bored of doing that, so I got on. I booted up Great Ace Attorney, and I'm playing now. And Alyssa, you never watch anymore. Okay? Be honest here. Did I take too long to stream the game? Did you go and watch someone else's Let's Play? She's probably gone by now, but that's my theory. Because she was like, Coleman, why you haven't played the Great Ace Attorney in 2 weeks? Back in January. And then no, I didn't. I just got lazy. Well, fair enough. Well, we're on case 3 now. And we're defending this guy named Magnus McGilded. Ooh, the game is on sale again? Damn. You should just get it, Alyssa. You have a job now, right? Anyway, I'm gonna actually play the game. I I was playing last night, but I'm just so addicted. I'm not. It's too late. I'm not. I already started the stream. I'm not getting on call. Oh my god. It's too late. You took too long. I'll get on. I'll get on after I'm done. If you guys are still on. I only carried the 4 passengers that night. I swear it. He's like Irish Porky Pig. That's what I'm doing with that guy. Well, I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. in one of the best visual novels of the last 10 years. Dude, this game is so freaking good. Like, oh my gosh. I think Ghost Trick's more than 10 years old at this point, I think. That's the only that game's like forever top visual novel for me. I think it'd be really hard to top that game. But like this game is really good so far. As it says in the title, I am addicted. Well, I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. So wait, this guy's claiming there are 4 passengers, and each one had to pay 5? I feel like this guy's freaking lying. This guy's info. Luke's stuff is cool. You know what's... But you guys were doing a hypothetical D&D battle simulation that I just jumped on in the middle of. I got bored. I already don't like combat that much. It's worse when I'm not participating in it. Okay, enough of this. Why can't both be cool? Yes, exactly. D&D visual novel, not comparable. I'm playing the game now. When I think about that, why can't both be cool? When I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. So this guy's trying to claim that there were 4 passengers and each paid 5 pence. But this guy's unreliable. His name's in the debt ledger. He's got to pay off the debt. He fiddled us on the fare, he did. And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. I swear on my W mustache. Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. I don't understand. Look at this pose is so like I can't believe we're still doing this. Porky Pig, yeah. No, he's like Porky Pig, Irish Porky Pig. Didn't I say that earlier? Or did I say some other name? Did I say Irish Daffy Duck? I meant to say Irish Porky Pig. The phantom fifth passenger, conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend, never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cozenage. Beppo, explain yourself. I'm terribly sorry, guild master. The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging? It's so cold, and the last run of the day is always a half empty. You have been dishonest, coachman. I'm so sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo, a disgrace! And your selfish actions have brought dishonor upon the entire guild. If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week. This judge is pretty competent. It also helps that he doesn't have to make all the decisions. Like, he's just kind of vibing. The judge can be more competent because the jury is the one making the decisions and they're all morons. Yeah, exactly. The jury's usually the one being stupid. So the judge is allowed to be smart this time. 4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently. No, that figures. Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please. It's turn of the century, man. The people are just smarter. This game's characters are, on average, smarter than Phoenix's, I agree. Herlock being unrivaled, yes. Herlock, absolute galaxy brain. We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games. Absolutely. Cross-examination. dum 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 dum. I only carried 4 passengers that night. Do, 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 do. So, there were only 4 passengers, but you didn't charge them the standard 4 pence fare. Is that right? It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. It was so cold, it was all I could do. Baba booey. It was all cold I could do to stop myself passing out. I'm getting chillblains? What? Getting chillblains just listening. It was terrible, so I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running. He's cold indoors. Yeah, this dude's just perpetually cold. He's got bad circulation. Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny passenger? You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night. Then we would have had another suspect. Did you just pause between the parts of suspect so that you could say sus? When I, for one, was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. He fiddled us. Wait, go back. No, I want to go. Okay, I have to do it with these buds. He fiddled us on the ferry, did. Then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. What blood-curdling sight? I mean, we know, but, like, elaborate. You mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir. A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man the moment his life is taken. Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed. What? Good gracious! Really? We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it. But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant. Yeah, because the banker's unreliable. I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw the horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating. He's got sharp object phobia. I tell you, I saw McGilden stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so? Okay, we're pressing this. Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. I suppose I am, yes, put the cart before the horse, maybe? What's this? Why is everyone in this case a moron? Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving when I heard a scream from the seats of the roof deck. Oh, I expect that was me, sir. Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor, and then the knife was sticking up out of his midriff. That's right, yes. And the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes. So, in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all. I really thought that I did, but Porky Pig. When I go over it again in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the. Okay. They even put a little icon right here. Like, that's impossible to ignore. So why are you freaking out, man? Excuse me. I like that. Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the sound... Some days are like that. Sometimes it just do be like that. But I don't think he saw it. Unless he's just... Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on the top of the omnibus. An omnibus, that is. Peeping! I'm a respectable city banker, I'll have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it as clear as a Ballarat day. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Based judge. Based judge making him elaborate because he's sus. Oh, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. Do you think I'd forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after the butcher Ah, baby. He was wearing gloves. He claims he was wearing gloves.
Objection.
Blood-soaked hands. Well, I admit that soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Favorite Ace Attorney character? Ooh, I'd have to think about that one. It's Oldback. My favorite character is Oldback. No, I'd have to think about that a bit. Okay, wait. Actually, never mind. Furio Tigre from 3-3. The only good thing about that case. What's he used to doing here? I love that guy. Imposter Phoenix. Favorite character. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little bit, you bastard. Oh, yeah, I'm like, old bag. Wait, no, never mind. Furio Tigre. Like, wait, no, never mind. Mo the Clown. you, you so, you so stupid. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Oh, yes. Right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark... Okay, wait. I just thought of another character I don't know. It's too hard to pick a favorite, but like a character I love that isn't just like a bit character is Luke Atme from the second case in the third game is really good. That was the third game, right? I love that character. He's really good too. Uh, that's a really good case in general. I like how that case is like never what you expect it to be. I also like how there's like no murder really. Anyway, spoiling later cases, vaguely spoiling later cases for anyone watching this who's like hasn't played through the games. He's super good in Apollo. Phoenix is great in Apollo Justice. Okay, we can talk about this later, but you know me. I'm an Apollo adjust. I'm talking like the freaking bus driver. I'm an Apollo. I'm an Apollo Justice enjoyer. Why is that hard to say? Apollo Justice. I'm an Apollo Justice. Okay, and there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there. Focus, Jesus. But as I'm sure you can clearly see. Okay, wait, but two is oh, you're talking about Apollo Justice. I didn't even I find Apollo Justice's third case a bit overrated or overhated, excuse me. It's funny because I hate the third case in Trials and Tribulations. I feel like I hate it more than most people do, but then the third case in Justice for All and Apollo Justice, I think are both actually a little overhated. Like the let's play that video again shit didn't start to bother me until like the last trial day. And the second case is fine. It didn't bother me, but it's fine. I mean it kind of has the same problem as yeah, the only good thing about Recipe for Turnabout is Fury Integrity. Ace Attorney 2 and 4 have the same problem of having like really, really great cases and then very mid to bad middle cases. But anyway, as I'm sure you can clearly see, we're playing this game right now. This game, not it's only on the right hand glove. I I don't think I forgot I reviewed the first 3 games. Like I made review videos. I think I forgot to make one for Apollo Justice, which is a shame. I might have to go back and do that. I just don't know how well I remember the cases. Uh I doubt I'll ever review Dual Destinies because I'm probably never going to finish that game. Ugh! I'm biting my cane. In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, but no, that can't be right. What do you mean? What do you mean the third case in Apollo Justice isn't that bad? So you're the liar here, then? Ah, that's right. You were quite clear about it. You said it was both hands. I love this weirdo that just stabs his knife into the desk and gets it stuck. Favorite juror. He's gonna like bite his cane. The like animations of the characters are so good in this game. Even the like weird bit ones. He is a freak. They're all freaks. Who's more of a freak, knife guy or the guy that's about to bite his cane in half? Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth? Ah! Objection! It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands. It was only one. But the fact remains. What do you mean it was only one? Hold on. Did I miss something? You said it was both hands. Oh, the blood is only on the right hand glove. That was not what I was going for. I was going for he saw blood on his hands, but the guy was wearing gloves. So he should have said he saw blood on the gloves. I was not going for like a hand specific both hands thing. But the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused. Objection. Objection. He sounds like Luke from Professor Layton saying objection, dude. Objection! No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands. Did Professor Layton ever say objection in the crossover? I feel like he did, and he had a really freaking good objection too. I need to replay that game actually. Like that game's really fun, and I'd love to play it again. No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Gah! Why? Why? I'm a city banker, for Pete's sake. My word should be the gold standard! I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't prevaricate. He's claiming to have no reason to lie. But is that really the case? Mr. Naruhodo, if we had some... Okay, I found this evidence literally last stream, so let's do this right now. I have evidence because I investigated the dead ledger. My lord. Yes, counsel. The defense is ready to present evidence. By Jove! Are you sure? Yes. Evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony. Gog! Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court. Okay, this is the ledger, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Take that! Take that! This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded. Yes, a list of innocent victims, crippled by the accused's extortion. The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. You are in fact among us. Sus. Sus. What? Are you currently among us? Okay. Why do I do this with every case? Ah, no. Well, it's barely worthy of being. Go one Ace Attorney stream without making an Among Us reference challenge. Impossible. Fair. Ah, no. Well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? The Gilded is Irish Baron. Shut up. No, he's not. His demeanor is nothing like the Baron's. He's way too, like, chipper and jolly to be the Baron. Ugh. Well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case? These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, with a creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. It would cease to exist. Cease to exist? Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? Gah! Gah! I'm sus! Order! 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 He's like a pirate. This is the A's. I say order with an A! Order! Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, my lord. Okay, so they're doing a bit here. Alright, Yes, my lord. We're all pirates now. Let me ask you again. And be aware. I'm not. And be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Rawr! I'm still a pirate. Did you or did you not see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. Christoph Cabin did nothing wrong. Alright, now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch? But it makes no difference! I definitely remember seeing blood on McGilded's hands! Both of them! Even though we've already proved that's wrong, why am I still insisting on that? And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained. So you keep saying. He definitely saw someone else's freaking hands. And they probably weren't even gloved either. I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir. Go ahead, Mr. First. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think. Yes, I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one. I sentence the defendant to Brazil. What? Brazil? It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yarg! Oh, but oh, but oh, no, but oh, but oh, but oh, no. But oh, but I sailed the seven seas. But oh, but oh, but oh, I missed another hold. Oh, this is good to know the court. What am I doing? Okay, I might finally have a chance to turn things around. What am I doing? What the witnesses really saw. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains. There can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen. Well, lo and behold. Kirk moment? I don't. Ordering Wendy's right now. Kirk. Okay. No, it's only a Kirk moment if you. Never mind. Never mind. Fuck it. It's only a Kirk moment if you get on call with me right now and like eat. He doesn't do that often. I'm being mean. Truth of fact, not none of you, one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. You're in a drive-through? Who's driving? Are you driving? Don't watch my stream while you're driving. That's really not what the testimony is about. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Hey, can I get a number 6 triple cheeseburger, plain and dry? Oh, that was Kirk's. Your name's the same color as I didn't even get a plain. He does get a plain burger. Man does not eat sauces. He does not. He does not eat sauces. I know. I've sometimes he orders food for both of us, and I forget to like add sauces, and then I just have to hope there's ketchup in his fridge. There's ketchup in his fridge, but only because I bought it. In other words, there was no substantial, no significant change in the facts of the case. Hmm. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. All right, cross-examination. What the witnesses really saw. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinct. Okay. However, I suppose you might say, okay, the exact moment the stabbing transpired. Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen. That's not true. But I'm not sure if I'm ready to present this evidence yet, because you go in here inside the carriage. Why does this text play every time? You go inside this carriage, and there's clearly like somebody could have been sitting over here and been out of view. Or they could have been freaking hiding down there, like, you know? I'm presenting it. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We didn't even need to press anything, dude. You were riding this omnibus. Their testimony is getting more and more flimsy. My personal philosophy is if a food not good enough to enjoy without sauce, then it's not worth it. I mean, like, that's fair, but also, okay, counterpoint, though. If an ice cream isn't good enough to be enjoyed without... Wait. Okay, no, I'm actually just fucking proving your point. I was gonna say, if an ice cream isn't good enough to be enjoyed without chocolate sauce, it's not worth it. But that I don't even like chocolate sauce. Like, what am I saying right now? Honestly, there's a lot of foods that I think are not, like, in general. See that's the difference between you and I, though, Kirk, is I don't like what's the word, meat. but like the specific kind of meat, like fucking like the I'll just say meat. I don't like meat enough to eat it to enjoy it without sauce usually. That's kind of my but anyway, like what am I even talking about right now? Play the game. I love a good saucy burger. Phoenix, we should get burgers with extra sauce. That's right. Yes. I'm so much more ADD than usual right now. I've been like loopy all day. I've been like I don't know why I'm even playing this game right now. I'm in the most like impulsive mood possible. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from. Yeah, that's the other seat. Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure, but the possibility cannot be denied. Stepladder burgers. Shut up. Funny, Ace Attorney, stepladder, burgers, Edgewood, autopsy report updated. Okay. The time of the incident, another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Play the game challenge. Impossible. Enough hypothetical meandering. My Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh. Two of you get on top of the carriage, and then two of you get on the bottom. We're testing this now. Fuck it, we'll do it live. You will identify the area of this cross-sectional plan of the... Okay, well that's easier. Where exactly in the omnibus? Over here. This entire half of the car. Present. Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means... The visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here. Look at this graph! Ah! I'm looking at this graph. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting in that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. I'm not sus. You're sus. It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder, including the racist part. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount. Actually, not including the racist part. I think I'm based in the film. Whatever. Actually, I don't know. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this. A name? I don't. There's nobody else in this case. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo? I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been on the other seat, which was out of sight? I have no idea. No earthly idea. I have literally no idea. But as proud citizen of the Japanese Empire, you will look to the sky and walk on, making sure all signs of tears are gone. Go on! This isn't just a case of going on, Miss Susato. Alright then. I'll go on. Time to pull something. Time to pull a name out of my ass. Oh, this should be rich. You are a fool. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I was gonna open a drink that I bought and like pour it into a glass. Cause he's like doing the wine thing, but I can't freaking open the bottle. Hold on. I need like a shirt. I'm not wearing one right now. What I would do. I have. So I bought this like prickly pear Italian soda like a week ago, and it's unopened. So that response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's pretty good. A little tingy, a little fizzy, but it's cool. What am I doing? I was thinking about this last stream when he had the wine glass. I'm like, I'm gonna pour that drink next time, and then I started stream so abruptly today I forgot. But so now I'm rectified. A toast to hard lessons not yet learned. It's not that good, actually. Let us not delay, Counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat. Discombobulate. This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was... Okay, so not this guy, he's dead. Not this guy, he's... It was me! It's male strong. I haven't, like, looked at these portraits. This is such a menacing portrait. A thoroughly intimidating man. Oh, Baron von Zeeks is only 32? I mean, I guess he, like, looks young, but, like... Dude is such, like, a powerful aura. Okay, hold on. There's no one even left. Like, who... Was it McGilded? Are we arguing that McGilded was over there, and then somebody else did the stuff? Like, I'm confused. What? F it. Let's go. I'm not drinking this unless it's part of the roleplay. The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see. We lost 2 viewers because of the drink bit. God damn it. Has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, Counsel? That's the name of the defendant! And what do you mean you lost 2 viewers to the drink? He threw the drink. He threw for half a second. My hand flickered towards my glass with my drink in it, like I was gonna throw. Just like half a second, my hand went towards my drink. I need to calm down. Okay. All right. If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hollowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy. How many hollowed chalices does he have? He keeps breaking them. Lord Van Zeeks! There's more glass on your side of the court. What are you doing? People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. Hypnosis would probably work on you. No, it wouldn't. I've been to those party trick hypnosis shows on the cruise ships and shit. It doesn't. People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say? Let me explain that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. Let me explain the terms that you might understand. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. But he's not wearing gloves in this image. This guy's a different dude. Where does McGilded remember sitting? Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It's the very premise on which the case is built. Objection. Very premise. Does he say premise? I feel like he says premise. But that premise may be wrong. What? Oh my god, okay. I just did a little burp. I don't know if you heard it. And then the fucking drink just went, what? into my nostrils and then back down. Horrible. Horrible. This shit is like way too fizzy. If the victim really was sitting beside I feel like I need to mix it with like pink lemonade. It creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, Counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord. I've been saying the gloves are sus for like an hour now. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands. Both hands. Hands, not gloves, and also both. Two contradictions. What am I drinking? Prickly pear Italian soda. I don't know, it looked good. It was in a bright color and I bought it from the store. Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one... I'm not drinking wine, even... he's drunk on red wine. Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains. Objection! Objection! The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence... Yo, we got 5 viewers again. Time to go get more drink. No, I'm kidding. Don't leave. Both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, their testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember, seeing blood on both of hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night. A third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands. Both of them. I'm drinking crack!
Objection!
Objection! You can't drink crack! And who was this third party? Bofa! You're drinking Bofa! Obviously the true culprit. Holy shit, I'm like all over the place right now. Extraordinary! Order! 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 What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
The defense's postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused. Objection. Okay, the drink is defizzing. It's very sour, though. Well, it's not that sour. It's just a little bit tartar than I expected. I keep thinking it's going to be sweeter than it is. It's because it looks like pink lemonade, but it's not. I need to, like, buy pink lemonade and do some mixing. But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said, the two of them... just fuck it, buy wine and then mix it next time, for the next stream. Why not, right? I can't possibly act more coked up. Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yes. The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though. Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? I'm afraid I don't remember. And you call yourself a hatter? The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be so sure? Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered to depose the fact. Fuck. Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. He's right. If there was another person, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGild would have been unaware of it. Inconceivable! Order! There is clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? The prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? As a suspect, he would have already made a full statement to the police. But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely? Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion? My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded? Again, it's that or we lose. What is Young Bag? I really want Young Bag to be real. Yes, we need to know what he has to say. We need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. I haven't even been streaming for an hour yet, but it feels like I've been streaming for like 3. Not 3. Usually by 3, I'm like, please let me end the stream. It feels like I've been live for like 2 hours already. Okay, the defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Oh god, James Corden. Yes, I need a little time to consider this. Haven't even reached an hour yet. I know! I'm like, just so much is happening, and I'm fueled by, I'm drinking pink G Fuel right now. If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say. My knife is stuck in the thing again! It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild. Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say. Oh yes, that would be lovely. I've already forgotten that he blackmailed her. Okay, this pose specifically looks plucked out of the Romeo and Juliet movies. I don't know why. Like this face and this like stiff like shoulder and yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well. The court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff! I yelled that. Show the defendant to the stand at once. My neighbors must hate me. It's like the middle of the week, and I've done this 2 nights in a row. These like loud streams. Now, that being said, I think these apartments have less. These apartments have less hollow walls than like the ones I used to live in. Also, I think the most like hearable thing is the floor. Like if I started stomping right now, that would probably really piss off my roommate or my downstairs neighbor. Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? Oh god, I have to remember what this guy's voice is? Okay. To be sure I have, my lord. There are now 2 matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabinet as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police? Begad, no! 'Tis not in my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the questions, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you so, or keep my mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGilded? You've got to be fucking kidding me. The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. It's true! Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away afterward. Why would you do that? You... What? I need more fucking wine. I'm swearing a lot. No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse cannot save you now. I'm truly sorry, so I am Lord Von Zix. I am sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was... Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and not in any way involved, you see. Fuck, late again. Dude, I feel like your phone doesn't send you a notification till like an hour. You gotta get the app. Do you have the app? You missed me pour a drink for myself. Not like an alcoholic drink, but like a drink. I just splashed. God damn it. Oh, fuck. Hold on. You shouldn't. The Twitch app can give you notifications. Like I have never used my email to be notified of a Twitch stream in my life. So I'm surprised you're even checking your emails this late at night. Yeah, I'm not normally like an every day a week streamer. I'm just addicted to this game. Creeper! Creeper! Aw, man! Don't send that emote again. You'll break me. Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and not in any way involved, you see. What? What? If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into the here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Why would they assume she did it? You didn't assume it. What? Okay. McGilded, please. Why are you like this? Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. And 11 p.m. ain't really late for me. I mean, fair, yeah. Is it 11 for you right now? It's midnight for me. Sorry, let me clear my throat. It's time in Arizona. Yeah, I know Arizona like doesn't do daylight savings time, so I have no idea what like time they're in relative to everything. And who is this young child of whom you speak? That I don't know. What happened to his voice? You don't know? Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since. Objection! Alright, so this is the shit that's gonna lead us to, like, okay, we need another day of investigation before trial, right? We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. What? What? What is happening? Fire! There's a fire! Look, somebody's trying to get away! Cough! After them! It's no... What is going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face. Bailiff! Bailiff! Don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus! Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess and order! Order! Ah, and I hit my finger! I can't see anything! Oh! Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom! God! Someone get me a bandage! We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff, until amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. To be continued. That would make a great stopping place, too. But, like, Casey just got here. I gotta at least go until I finish this dumbass drink that I poured for myself for a joke. The spite in that sentence. Alright. Also, there's still... Yeah, we'll keep going. Whatever. Let's... Wait, did we save just now? No, we didn't. Okay, save. Okay, save complete. Alright, let's do this shit. What are you drinking? Prickly pear Italian soda? I don't know. It looked good. 18th February, 12:52 p.m. If you want to keep going, another good stopping point is too far off, isn't, or is. I'm gonna keep going. 18th February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruhodo isn't. Okay, that's good. That's good to know because I don't know how much brain power I have left. I'm like stumbling over my words. I've managed to find out what happened. Miss Susato. I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. Oh, are we not going into like an investigation segment now? But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then, could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers, which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the... I was doing British, and then it turned into... kindly proceed into the courtroom. What is going on today? Well, today's been kind of a crazy day. I've been awake for like 13 hours. No, I woke up at 9. I've been awake for like 15 hours. Whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. It hasn't even been that crazy a day. I just actually went to all my classes and like didn't come back to my room for a nap in between, and then I like went to dinner and I had this like really long annoying assignment. Whatever. Yes. And now I'm doing this. I made tacos today and they fucking slapped. That's great. Good for you, Casey. When I am so like messy with tacos. Like, how do you eat a taco? I woke up at 6:30 a.m. Get on my level. All right, yeah. Well, you're not streaming, are you? But you did, I assume, come out of a rehearsal, so yeah. Okay, hello. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look, she must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Do you use hard shell or soft? I use... I would if I could. I use whatever kind of shell they've got. I generally prefer soft shell tacos, but yeah, I mean I'm fine with either. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks. My lord. I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which failed proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious! The army! What in the devil's name? Did Iyesa Nosa give it to her? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery. You know, if she had just, like, snuck out, we probably wouldn't have noticed, but, you know. And now she occupies the stand, so. Von Zeeks just seems done with this shit. Your name, Goat? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? Ahem, if I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGood. I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is it that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried the boat like that? 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. How much shit did you just not want to share? Okay. It's unusual. Like, I'm used to the witnesses and the prosecutors and even like the judge being like just not revealing information. I'm not used to the defendant just leaving out massive amounts of information that could secure their innocence. Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. The young girl. On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then, begorra! A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. I was a fair collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where the scream had come from. And bless my soul, what do I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. I remain somewhat baffled, I confess. But from what I gather, the night in question, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? 'Tis exactly as the defense. Mike Meekins is hot. Okay, there. I read the funny chat message. I'm moving on. 'Tis exactly as the defense counsel said. This lass was the fifth passenger, my lord. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Are you ready, counsel? Why do I feel like Mike Meekins would fit in like this timeline, like this era of the games? Are we gonna meet like Schmike Schmeekins, the great grandfather of Mike Meekins? That'd be freaking funny. Schmike Schmeekins at your service. Oh! And then he like yells into the megaphone. I have no idea where to start.
Hold it!
And when you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were. I see. Aye, and that's why I took the back side as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means. 'Tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. But of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. So you just take carriage rides for no reason. I hate rich people so much. Then, begorra! A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. This is one where I feel like I need to press everything, because this testimony is a lot of new information. A loud thud, you say, and a scream. Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Well now, remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fellow on the floor. You didn't see anyone? But at the same moment, you did hear a scream. Ah! From the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume. Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned. I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet. So I sat him up on the seat across from me. Okay, word present. You sat him up? The victim, you mean? That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? Hey, did a lot of shit to incriminate myself, didn't I? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. Ara! Ara! Lord Van Zeeks. Now why would that be? You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Ara! I don't know, he just says weird shit. He says Yusa. That's not a thing Irish people say. He's a weird dude. Suddenly Japanese, right? This guy's all over the place. Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. A business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens alive, no! I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. This is like when you find a body in Among Us and you decide to search the area instead of reporting it immediately, and then you get caught or not reporting the body. Make an Among Us reference. He made another Among Us reference. Take a drink. Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before, but anyone else got to meddle. Amogus. Amogus? Amogus. Now I'm just thinking of the time that I was very much not sober, and I just walked around, like, going, Amogus! Amogus! In my friend's, like, face. That wee scream I heard, for example. I'm just as obnoxious off stream. This is not an act. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes. The scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from. And bless my soul. What did I find? Yeah, I don't know. I'm talking to people who know me in real life. They know. They know this is what I'm like. This is just the entertainer mode that comes out. It comes out anytime I talk to anyone. Or, like, joke with anyone, you know? I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir. So I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well, now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. There was somebody under the frickin' seat. I knew it when I was investigating the crime scene last stream. Good gracious! Under your backside. And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, of course, the whole yeah, I already did this. I did. The game does not expect me to have looked through everything as soon as it shows up. Like, that's how I get ahead. I just dig through all the evidence as soon as I get it. And that's when I found her. There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball. See, I'm glad, like... See, I had to press him to clarify that that's where... Because he didn't exactly expressly state that in the... Wait, is there room for a child? Hold on. What? Is there always a bloodstain on the floor? Well, I can't pan the camera down there, so I guess it doesn't matter. This scene has a... Wait, what? Wasn't this full of stuff a minute ago? Wait, wasn't this... Why is the crime scene changed? There's blood on the floor now, and this thing, this little cubby that was full of stuff before is no longer full of stuff. What? This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Okay, Snapchat, what was I doing on this day 4 years ago? Why are you... Oh my god. Okay. I regret opening that. Not important. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on it. Yeah, something's not right here. There was stuff in here before. What the hell? Who changed the crime scene between... That's blood, isn't it? You want to know what it was? Okay, it was a frickin' post from my story. I took a dumbass picture at a high school pep rally senior year, and I wrote lightning round, and I put like a Snapchat lightning bolt sticker, and I put like a sticker of like a curve.io thing from that web browser game, and then I put the text sacrifice to the curve.io gods. Also, the image is vertical orientation, not horizontal. What was I on? Ah, hell nah. Exactly. Fuck. Why was I like this? This was 4 years ago is about when I made my Snapchat for the first time. So it's just given me all the shit of like when I had just made a profile and I was just doing dumb shit with it. Now I like barely use it. Now I use it to make Fear podcast thumbnails. Carol, yeah, high school pep rallies were something else. They were. What did I do recently? Oh yeah, I went to like one of my school's basketball games, and like I don't think I've sat in like a basketball court on like bleachers like that since high school. Weird. Like I went to like graduation, but that's like a big like football stadium. I haven't been on like one of the like the uncomfortable like school gym benches. I haven't sat in one of those and just like entertained myself. That sounds weird. Just like like done like just observed and like joked. I haven't done that since like high school. That's weird. It was weird. It was like, oh yeah, I used to do this shit at pep rallies, but I was so much more obnoxious back then. Oh my god, I'm remembering how obnoxious. I prided myself on being obnoxious. I remember getting yelled at high school pep rallies for being too loud. I don't know what that, like, what, you don't want me to yell? Okay. You don't want that pep? I thought it was called a pep rally! Okay, we need to stop. It's just, well, this blood stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Van Zeeks made no mention of it. I suppose that does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about it? Yeah, the crime scene has been changed. What is going on here? This is weird. This is sus. Hold it! Wait, I pressed this one already. God damn it. Okay. Wait. So is the child he's talking about the new witness? Or is this someone else? I don't... Okay, hold on. Do you say she was hiding herself? This guy is very bad at communicating information that could be saving his life. Aye, that's right. 'Twas hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. When my eyes met, well, my heart nearly stopped beating in my chest. Ugh, you're really overacting this. He's got to entertain the stream, Ryunosuke. Come, still and all, I pulled it out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. The seat opposite? That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. Dude, this guy really did just like... You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir.
Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see.
Hmm.
And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fella's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right, you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, you must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with a knife in his belly.
In other words, the previous witnesses did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGilvin. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
She doesn't look anything like him, though. What? Hi, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage at the sight.
It is certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused, perhaps, with this young girl.
After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was.
Driver! Blades! I think you can take me!
Okay, god damn it. I literally read driver in that accent, and just Xenoblade 2 like mode got triggered. Oh my god. Driver realized. The salvage is good! We're moving on. I can't read that sentence again, or I will like start shit posting again. Why is there? I thought I wiped all the drink off my desk. Fuck.
Thank you, I've heard enough. Events is explained or clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl?
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. Gina Lestrade. Gino. I don't know. She's a chancer. Earns a crust among large clouds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. What?
This girl here, a petty thief. Order! Order! Is this true, Mr. Lestrade? Mr. Lestrade, you will answer the question.
Did she just shoot the judge with a...
Ah! How dare you! What is the meaning of this?
She's bailing! She's bailing!
Bailiff! Get the girl! She ran away again!
Open your eyes. I'm over here. This is a codename Steam character. Does anyone remember that game? I'm the only one who remembers that game.
Good gracious! How?
I used to play that game on my 3DS in PE in freshman year of high school. What was the point in that little sidestep? I know what you lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and... Do you remember Codename Steam, Jack? Based. That was a fun game. That was a good game. Did not... Got a lot of unnecessary hate. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on. That's what's in your heads, ain't it? No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth. Okay, she's shooting. I love that he's already got the, like, stance ready before she even shoots him. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. Let me guess. You don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs. Artificer. Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I left it the other day down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best.
Ah! Do not wave that thing in my direction again!
Alright, it's time for more wine. This shit's fucking ridiculous. So, You admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question. I think what makes the wine pouring so funny is he like dead on like Jim from The Office stares at the camera whenever he's pouring the wine. He's like, I cannot believe this is happening right now. 'Tis alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade. Gina Lestrade? Gina Lestrade? Jean. Oh, I'm trying to figure out the pun. As a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question. All right, if I have to. It's a Sherlock Holmes reference. What's a Sherlock Holmes reference? Wait, what's a Sherlock Holmes reference? Oh, the name. Okay, yes. If it's not a pun, it's probably a Sherlock reference, right? So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. Yeah, no, her name, I get it. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out my skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of those. It's because of that this swell found me. It did help me get away, mind. Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilden. Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration. So there was a sixth person? Jesus Christ. I think a demonstration is called for. Yeah, you can't open the seat with a, this is where I sat that night? And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath this sheet, I presume. Yes. It does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Aye, but of course the wee lass was stuck in there, because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration. Ah! So you see, that's why I let the lass boat. I knew. Gonna go watch some anime and then fall asleep. Fair enough. Wait, okay, before you leave, you said there would be a good, like, wrapping point soon. Where is that, what am I looking for? Is there gonna be a to be continued soon, or what? I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a long life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Not that soon? Okay, you gaslighted me! Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. Might just want to call it here. Yeah, it's kind of, I'm waiting for him to finish, like, info dumping, and then I probably will. Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. Night. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman. My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Yo, what if they all vote white, can we just be done? Like, do we need to find the killer? With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. They're all voting white now. Do we win? Did we win? We won! Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning verdict of not guilty. Mr. Naruhodo, this, well, it must mean.
Must mean what?
That we're victorious.
We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
I was trying to put my foot on my desk, and I just kicked the table and knocked over all the water bottles. They're all empty. Ow. Excuse me, what? Did you hear that? Did you hear the kick and then the the thud and then the like rumble? I was trying to do his pose. If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends. Bro, Jack, you missed Richard Wellington. He just showed up. The guy you're always memeing about. There he is. He's on screen, his shoes. If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray, do forgive the discourtesy. He's so flashy. I love this man so much. My foot fucking hurts now, though. This really is a consummate. This is the kind of shit I do when I'm playing a game and getting too into it. This is how I broke my. This is how I broke my. No, 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 not my mouse. I broke my head. I broke my old headset playing Danganronpa. Or no, or was it a mouse? I don't know. I broke some piece of computer equipment. No, it was. It was a mouse. I broke it by like slamming it. By like picking it up and like slamming it because I was getting too into character playing Danganronpa. This really is a consummate example. That was like years ago. That was like a couple of years ago. But also, I haven't uploaded said video of the Danganronpa. I'm way behind on the Danganronpa Let's Play videos. You can tell because I'm not constantly referencing Among Us in them. Okay, we're losing viewers. I need to like wrap this shit up. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices, where evidence and reasoning should be paramount. Emotion rules the day. Emotion. The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good lord! The evidence has been tampered with. Oh yeah, no, because earlier there was shit on last stream when I checked the carriage, there was shit under there. So somebody has tampered with the evidence within this trial. The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilded's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? Order! Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, Counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend. Me? Do you see any other Nipponese in here? I mean, besides your assistant. When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? Mommy? Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks. Well, Counsel, do you have something to say on this matter?
How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state? It was not empty when I first checked. It was not. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause, but as far as I remember at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes.
Ah, are you sure, Counsel?
Ara, be whist! Ara, be whist. This dude does just say the weirdest shit.
What are you saying now, you daft door?
I thought you were on my side here!
Honest to a fault.
What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand, but it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Interesting. 'Tis not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing me best interest here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing and not altogether reliable. Now the court must consider the fact... This guy's getting a little aggressive. Did he do it? That the cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here?
I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think.
That compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Beppo wasn't that irresponsible. And that money-lending fleecer and the pick-purse are lying. Oh god, and now the vote's flipping back. Great! God damn it. Ah! Oh, I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick! Of course it's a trick! Dun dun. They're voting. It's us. That's us. Among us. And they're voting badly. Quite so. I must concur. Do 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 do. This song's really good. I wonder if this was the song Jack was saying was like his favorite last night. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, Counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. Okay, we're gonna do... This is a good spot to stop. We're gonna do this cross-examination next stream, which could be tomorrow. I'm very addicted to this game. But I'm gonna save... Alright, I definitely am out of juice. I mean, I'm not. I've got a little bit of the cup left of the pink drink. I'm gonna cut stream now. Arrivederci!